Hello everyone and welcome back to Victoria 3. We are playing an Ironman as Austria, and we got off to a pretty decent start, I would say, last time, just sort of analyzing the situation, setting out a couple of goals. We will have to take a break from our iron and tool building to get a couple administrative centers. Now I want those, I think in Venice would be a good spot. And we're going to mix those in with, of course, a couple industry paper mills, because they will drive up or increase our demand for paper. But let's take a look. Diplomatic play started. Where? Great Britain against Qing, of course, yes. Okay, so in terms of input goods shortages, for right now we've handled the iron shortage. It's still expensive, which is not what we want, but we've at least handled it for a little bit. We can support more declared interests, so let's go ahead and declare an interest in Southern Africa. And the goal is just build up industry a bit more, and then start to challenge the other powers for colonial possessions. We will have another problem with this I didn't mention last time, so that's our navy is absolutely pathetic. Not a ton of ways for us to really do much about that without expanding our ports, which we can do that once we have colonies going, that is true. But we may also want to do a little bit of conquest sort of tangential to our goal of unifying Germany, because getting some more coastline, whether it's from the Ottomans down into Serbia and Albania, or if it's taking it from the Italians, all of that would be very nice. And historically Austria did have some conflict over the Italian states, and I think even occupied Naples for some time, so we could say we're role-playing doing that. It wouldn't be entirely accurate, but we do what we can. I did also forget to take a look at some of our technologies, so we should do sweeteners. Let's just make sure we're up to more current methods. Craftsman sewing could be good. Let's get lathes going, and luxury furniture production should be also very nice. Leaded glass, and do I want glass or do I want porcelain? Let's go with glass production for right now. Although no, let's go with ceramics. Pig iron tools is nice. Generally newer is better, but not always. It depends on your resources. This could be good. It'll challenge our coal, but I think it should be pretty good. Increasing our employment is always a nice thing. Let's go ahead and get free churches, which will encourage clerks. And secular administration, I'm not entirely sure. Filing cabinets is nice. Clergymen, bureaucrats, yeah, let's go for more bureaucrats. And let's get secular academia instead of a clerical educator. This will help us encourage other political parties instead of just the clergy. Discord within the intelligentsia. Okay, so colonial exploitation went up and failed to pass. We could drive up the armed forces attraction. I'd rather have the plus 15% pass chance. 34%. This has dropped a little bit in response to changing clout of our political parties, but it would be nice if we could drive that as high as possible. I'd like to get it on the next cycle, or maybe one more after that. Otherwise, we might have to switch up our plan if we can't get the ability to make colonies. Okay, so potatoes. Why potatoes? Increase liquor, decrease grain. Okay, apple orchards gives fruits and sugar, which we don't really need that too badly. More grain, less sugar. You know what? Let's do some vineyards, I think. I think that would be a good thing. At least experimental, anyway. Butchering tools. Let's go ahead and get atmospheric engine pumps. This will increase demand for iron, but it'll also increase our mine throughput, so conversely it will give us more iron. A little bit of an interesting sort of switch there. And let's go to more complicated fishing. You can see right away this has a good effect on our economy, but once again we have a tools and this time a coal shortage as well. So atmospheric engines, go ahead and squeeze a little more throughput out right there. And we will need to start building up coal mines. West Galicia seems like a good place to do that, or maybe Croatia. Let's go for West Galicia and just get 5 for right now. Now, industry does take longer to build up than agriculture, and we do need to do a little bit of agriculture as well, but not while I have industrial goods shortages that we can't really manage. So we will also We could import these for right now. I think that'll be fine. We'll make some money from the tariffs. It'll solve our goods shortage problem. Or at least it should. How many do I need? Jeez. Okay. We need... Yeah, once that trade deal goes through, this should drop, and... There it is. Hold on. We still don't have as many... Yeah, okay. So that has dropped a little. Still expensive. But tools and coal are what we need right now, in addition to expanding our administration a little bit. Okay, so I don't think that last tool mill will be enough. Let's go ahead and increase that a little bit more. We could also go into Moravia some, because we already have 2 there. So let's do that. This is economic simulator. It's also to a certain extent just building simulator, but you know, such is life. And because we do have a little bit of extra income, let's go ahead and build another couple construction sectors. So Alt left click, by the way, sets stuff to the beginning of your building queue. So that is a nice little shortcut. We've already gone up a little bit in GDP, but we have, actually we've gone up in standard of living as well. Hadn't expected that. Radicals dropped in response to the standard of living increase, which is nice. I don't expect we'll be able to do much more than this. It should get us to close to maybe 85 or so construction capability. It'd be nice to get to 100. Another way to increase this is, of course, to improve our construction method, but right now that would require us to go through modern sewage into steel frame buildings, which is a lot of research while we still have other priorities, namely finishing mechanical tools, getting railways, and then getting pharmaceuticals to have some sort of health system. All of that would be very, very good. I'd also like to, well, let's see, a lot going on, suffice to say. Let's see, 76, I expected better. Could be because of the tools shortage. Yeah, let's go ahead and put, tool shortage. Interesting. Okay, tools workshops, currently a couple in Styria, so you can actually sort by how many are currently there. Let's get to 5 in Styria and 5 in Istria, and then, because I didn't alt-click those, let's get 1 of those up to the top, and 1 of the coal mines up to the top. That should be fine. And just sort of try and get these shortages handled. It's a consequence of just boosting your production that much that quickly, which is unfortunately a necessity at the moment. In fact, patience is often a virtue that I struggle with, so let's try and hold off before we go up any further. We can also consider dropping some of these consumption taxes, so luxury clothes is getting us 4,000. It's not making a significant difference, but it is pissing people off, particularly in the higher classes. And these guys, yeah, I kind of want them to play nice. It is unfortunate we keep losing more and more support for colonial exploitation. Let's see what's happening. Our armed forces, and the industrials, both of these are dropping. That could be because I lowered the military wages, so let's increase those again. That should give some more support to the military. And maybe, well, I didn't actually handle this last time. I don't like those generals enough to get more. Offensive planner. Let's see, who can I hire from, well, it's the same pool, isn't it? Okay, let's get an offensive planner in Danubia. These guys are effectively the same person. And let's get an offensive planner in South Germany. Those will at least allow us a bit more punch should we get into a war situation. So taking a look again, still tools, still coal. Yeah, we could go up to 4, but I like the nice relaxed game. I think it'd be easier to handle situations on 3, particularly as it does get a little bit later. On in the game, things sort of pick up steam, and yeah, our success chance is going back up. I'm willing to bet that's because armed forces clout, yep, uptick as soon as we increase their wages again, so, good to know, good to know. Unhappy rural folk and unhappy intelligentsia is bad, but they're really pissed off, jeez. Okay, law changes, yeah, well, sucks to suck, sometimes you just gotta deal with it. That's fine. I think... Oh, man. I'm a little stressed out doing this as an Ironman. I have only played non-Ironmans before this, up to this point, and, you know, war in this game, as they said in the dev diaries, is an extension of diplomacy, and I'm not I'm not exactly a pro at diplomacy or at this game, so you know, the risk of mistakes is high, but frankly I think that's fun anyway. So you guys may see me back down from things, you may see me get into a war that I can't win. It's just, you know, part of learning how to play a game like this, and, you know, doing it in public is just something I find entertaining, so why not? Okay, so getting rid of that consumption tax on furniture has made it plus 10,000 a week. I don't want to make any more construction than that for right now. Once we get tools and coal, let's take a look at our farms. So livestock ranches give fabric and meats, liquor and grain. The other one, let's see what's expensive right now. We need grocers. We also need sugar, so let's take a look at what can give us sugar. Nothing. So let's take a look at our rural production methods. I think we might be able to get sugar by changing, so to apple orchards, we drop liquor production, but we would get sugar. Not sure that's worth it. Wheat farms. Citrus orchards might be better here. The wine would be a problem, but let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll have to wait till Sunday, see how that causes changes in the markets. Should have driven down sugar demand. Yep, sugar demand's way down. Good. So that at least is a healthier economy for right now. Iron's still expensive. Silk is expensive. We have the ability to make silk plantations in Venice. So let's go ahead and get a couple of those going. It would be nice. It's a decently valuable good, even though it is a raw good. We can use it to make luxury clothes as well. Making those inside our own market will increase the standard of living of our populace. So that could be pretty nice. I do tend to build up quite a queue of production here, but you know, such is life. Getting the paper mills. Yeah, okay, so one of the things here, if you take a look at your money, something you may notice and something you may not notice, which is even worse, is that temporary national expenses are going to be huge whenever you're building something. And we can take a look right now. You see there's a dip and then a spike. And that dip was in response to building iron and tools, and the spike was in response to building more construction sectors without building more iron and tools. So, you know, driving those numbers down by building iron and tool manufactories will be able to help us get more money per week as we, you know, spend less on the same amount of construction goods. In addition, you know, government wages is one thing that's in proportion to administrative buildings, but you know, same for military wages. It's one of the problems having a professional army early on. But the goods for military buildings, this is an incentive to build arms factories, and the goods for government buildings are an incentive to build right now paper and clippers, right? So there are reasons to build those things up pretty quickly. Another thing we can do, let's go ahead and set up a couple more wheat farms. I want everywhere to have some option for getting away from subsistence farming. Slavonia seems like a good section to go to for here. Let's do 2 there. It'd be nice to get some liquor and grain, so let's go in West Galicia for those. Livestock, let's sort of spread that around, I guess. It'd be nice to get everywhere a little bit off of subsistence farming. This could be the worst way of doing it, I just don't know, so if it is, hey, I apologize. I'm just doing what I can. But I want to get everyone a little bit off of their current sort of subsistent jobs and drive up a standard of living everywhere. This will take a while, and that is, you know, that is a problem, but if you look at the workforce, yeah, so if I was to just keep building everything in Bohemia and Austria, we'd drive up eventually the standard of livings there, but nowhere else, because everywhere else we'd still have peasants, we'd still have people who weren't able to afford even the cheaper goods that we have available, and that would cause a lot of trouble. We might end up, well, let's take a look. Yes, we've solved the tool shortage, now just coal, and we should be able to handle that with a bucket load of coal mines. So once we've done that, I think it would be a good time. I think we'd be in a good place to sort of build out the rest of it. So fingers crossed that we get colonial exploitation here. Yes, good, awesome. Wonderful. So let's take a pause and, alright, let's take a look here. Plus 0.1 colonial growth. Can I increase that to the next level institution? I can, but I don't have the bureaucracy for it. In fact, we have a bureaucracy shortfall right now. So let's fix that. Before we do everything else, anything else, we need to get, let's build in, let's see, let's build in West Slovakia. I need 5 of those, and actually let's go ahead and set up that and the paper mills as the only things being worked on right now. We'll solve the coal thing in just a minute. It would be nice to be able to get the second level of colonialization. This will increase our colonial growth relative to our rivals, who probably are already at that. And let's establish some colonies. Do not have quinine, so okay, we can't do anything until we get the quinine technology there, so we will be a little bit racing with the others. Let's go ahead and start there, here. Let's go to Igbo, Togo, Guinea. Let's just, I mean, hey, it's a race for a reason. Let's go ahead and be part of it. So we can see right away we have some Austrian territories here, and they will grow as time passes, and we might even get into conflict with Liberia, Sierra Leone, a couple other places like that. No trade agreement with Russia, not yet anyway. And yeah, okay, one other thing we're going to do real quick, because we do have the money for it. Yes, we are struggling a little bit. Early game economy is going to be that sort of thing until you get something relatively stable. Let's go ahead and get 2 more construction sectors in Austria proper, as we are taking off a little bit in our budget. Very nice. Very, very nice. And we've already gone up to 33.5 million in terms of GDP. So far, so not dead yet, anyway, which for 3 years, I think that's not bad. Alright, well, that's all we've got for you guys today. Thank you all for hanging around. We'll see you again real soon.